With playoffs on the horizon, it's just a matter of time before we finalize who we'll see in from the Central Conference. One of those teams hoping to be playing here tonight in Peoria City. As we get set for round 3 of the Central Illinois Derby, it's Peoria City and Springfield going at it for a third time. Welcome into the broadcast, everybody. I'm Cody Roskins. Alongside me, Thomas Minke. Thomas, third time around for these two sides. Peoria City on the aggregate, up 7-0 against. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, and when two familiar faces, kind of like we talked about Des Moines, you kind of throw out the game plan and just go execute and take care of business, and that's what Peoria City has the opportunity to do tonight.
There's been a slight tweak in the game plan tonight for Peoria City. Sammy Slimmy has went and left back for his college training, much as many teams have happened to them throughout this USL 2 playoffs leading into the postseason. But Lucas Fontana, local kid from Peoria, played at P&D. He'll get the nod tonight in goal.
Yeah, and obviously a huge loss for the rest of the season with Slimmy going back to school. But Coach Mike Pay has a lot of confidence in Lucas Fontana behind the net. With a strong defense to pair with it, Peoria City shouldn't lose a step.
And to relieve some of that pressure, the offense for Peoria City's been firing on all cylinders. Didn't register a goal last time out against Des Moines. Few teams get more than one against the Menace. But they're going to have some chances to kind of relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, and this is a game where you kind of experiment with DJ and Presenico, kind of to build momentum going into the playoffs with two guys with a lot of opportunity against a weak defense tonight.
You kind of mentioned keeping the game plan simple tonight. It's win or draw, and the Carp are in the playoffs for the third time. Last year, went in as an at-large team, worked out pretty well for them, making to the USL 2 final. They're hoping for more of that magic this season.
Yeah, and when you have an opportunity against a weaker opponent, you kind of just want to take care of business and punch your ticket to the playoffs, so then you can add that experimentation and going forward to build momentum.
We'll see how it unfolds tonight as Peoria City looks to punch their ticket to the playoffs. Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, where it's Peoria City hosting Springfield in this Central Illinois Derby. We're going to take a second just to remind fans of our sponsors that make this broadcast and those like it in the future possible. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the House. Peoria City would like to thank Prairie Home Alliance for sponsoring Peoria City Play Packs all season long. Get your Play Packs on the stadium and concourse before matches. Thank you to Volkswagen of Peoria for once again sponsoring Peoria City's Fieldside Club. Interested in finding premium seating options at Peoria City home matches? Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com and click on the Tickets tab. Volkswagen of Peoria is located at the Auto House of Peoria on 2322 West Van Winkle Way in Peoria. And we'd also like to recognize Peoria City's Central Illinois Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. We'll step aside for a short break. When we come back, we'll have starters and more as we get set for Peoria City and Springfield.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage.
They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
And we're back here at Shea Stadium as the starting lineups continue to rattle off. We'd like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois, as well as our pregame food truck options. Again, thank you to those fine folks for making their way out and helping out with the tailgate scene. Thomas, as the starting lineups continue to get rattled off, here we have a notable change for Peoria City. It'll be the hometown kid, Lucas Fontana, getting the nod in goal tonight.
Yeah, obviously the biggest change without Slimmy going back to school. But the thing I noticed from Lucas Fontana is the respect he walks around with from his teammates. Going through the lineup while he was standing around waiting for the referees, he's very vocal to his back line and his midfield, and they have a lot of respect. So don't really expect to see much of a change from behind the net.
Opposite of them will be Springfield. Again, this is the third time that they have collided this season. Peoria City on the season outscoring the Stags 7-0. Large bulk of that was a 6-0 result Peoria City had back here in their last encounter. Thomas, when it comes to playing a team a third time around, obviously there's a lot of familiarity. At this point, Springfield has been eliminated from the playoffs, but a win or a draw tonight for Peoria City does the exact opposite. They will have their ticket punched.
Yeah, and this is a big game to get off on the right foot. The first 5 to 10 minutes are very important for Peoria City. Kind of not necessarily put the game away, but to get on the Stags early, and then you can play for the rest of the game, really experiment and build that momentum going forward.
Uniform matchup tonight. Moving from left to right across your screen will be the Stags from Springfield in their all-red uniforms. Peoria City rocking the classic all-black and gold trim. We'll move from right to left across your screen. Thomas, we don't have the Springfield starters. According to the USL 2 site in Modular 11, they haven't been submitted yet. But for Peoria City, we do know who will be out there for the Carp. Give us a quick rundown of who we'll be seeing today for Peoria City.
Yeah, obviously Lucas Fontana in the back line, followed by Valverde, Segby, Dickerson, and Wes Gibson, followed with the usual midfielders, Gomez, Coughlin, and Reddy, with Persenico, Kulai, and Walker up front.
Peoria City last time out took on the nationally ranked number 2 team in the country, the Des Moines Menace. Came out of that one unscathed in a 0-0 draw, a game that, looking back, both teams probably had more than enough chances to come out with a result.
Yeah, a lot of them where you're kind of just kicking yourself as both offenses missed a lot of great opportunities like you mentioned. But back to the point of the goalkeeping, Enzo and Slimmy really put on a show, and would love to see Fontana to keep that moving forward.
Absolutely could be the case tonight. It'll be, again, Springfield FC and Peoria City. A win or a draw for the Carp will punch their ticket to the playoffs as a member of the Central Conference. They are the reigning Central Conference champions and national runners-up from last season. They received a lot of underdog storylines throughout last year's playoffs as an at-large team, and they'll be watching closely another match, 2 matches tonight actually, as it'll be 2 teams tonight, as it'll be Des Moines and Sunflower State FC going at it. A loss or a draw for Sunflower State automatically puts Peoria City in, despite what happens here tonight. However, if Des Moines outright wins, they will clinch the Great Plains Division, and that will have Peoria City playing as another at-large team again here in 2025.
Yeah, which they're not afraid of, like you mentioned, last year having a lot of success. But this game's all about focusing on yourself and yourself as a team, not really too worried about the outside noise.
And we are underway from Shea Stadium. Jeremy Segby loses possession here first for Peoria City. Ball laid out wide. This will belong to the Carp. Seemed like for a moment there, Thomas, we might get some rain in the area tonight. It's held off, cooled off quite a bit actually, and is turning into a pretty picturesque night here at Shea Stadium.
Yeah, we'll take this weather all day compared to all the heat we've been having here at Shea Stadium.
Keegan Walker drawing that last foul for Peoria City. Here's nearsided Tommy Coughlin. Wes Gibson trying to hunt out an option. Will go diagonal towards DJ Kulai and Charlie Dickerson. Dickerson puts it back in the run of play. Laid short for Coughlin. Back heel to Kulai. Kulai loads up, and it'll be a City corner.
And Coach Mike Pay still happy with the advantage he has on Dickerson on that wing side. They looked for him early, a game against Des Moines. He had a lot of opportunities down that wing.
Jose Gomez makes his way to the near side corner. Again, last time out between these two, Peoria City was able to tack 6 on, tying their highest scoring output of the season. Low liner towards the box, free ball for Segby. Alejandro Valverde.
It'll be interesting to see how defensive the Stags do play, obviously giving up 6 goals in their last matchup with the Carp.
Keegan Walker, the give and go from Persenico. Walker gave it a golf swing more or less. That was always going to be wide. That's that kind of quick interchange that they're going to need from Persenico. We saw in the Des Moines matchup, he's not going to get much of at all any space to breathe. So sometimes that quick flick back is the only way for him to operate.
Yeah, and he really overthinks a lot of his decisions last game against Des Moines. You kind of really just want to see him get off it really quick and be used more as a decoy with a lot of targets at his back.
Still a very productive year for Luke Persenico in a game. A lot of his production came in the playoffs when the Carp needed him most. He was on a generational heater in the 2024 playoffs, almost doubling his goal and assist totals through about 4 matches compared to the rest of the regular season. And that put a lot of the league in the new division on notice. He had a really strong start, but as you kind of mentioned, has cooled off the touch in terms of scoring goals in the run of play, but it hasn't really been to the detriment of the team because he's been such a good team player for others like DJ Kulai and Keegan Walker, among others, and Tommy Coughlin to kind of get in on things.
Yeah, when he can keep that unselfishness as a winger, adding with his defensive effort, he can still be used as a strong target on the wing.
City putting on the press. Long ball over the top. Falling to Coughlin. And this is the kind of game Springfield at times might want to try to avoid with Peoria City, as City's really renowned for their press and go transition game. Coughlin lays it outside. Here's Persenico. Persenico cutting back in, floats it towards the penalty area.
Which makes it so dangerous to beat the Carp, because in a game where you're probably in the lesser hand and talent-wise, you kind of want to sit back and play the counter game. But with the strength of Peoria City's counterattack and be able to transition from defense to offense, it's really hard to catch them off guard.
This will be a Josh Reddy long throw from along that far side. This is one of the few spaces in the field on that far side you can get a running start. Reddy winds up, floats it that way. Segby puts a decent try on it. Shot back on the way, and it's wide. Here's it, took a touch. This will go for a City corner.
Yeah, that's one, Walker. We mentioned the game against Des Moines where they had a lot of great opportunities. You can add that one to the basket of one you just probably should be able to score.
Gomez on the corner. Gomez will float it up top to Coughlin. Swinging it outside for Wes Gibson, and he was offside.
But you can tell Coach Mike Pay really loves that left side. Whether it's Dickerson, even we saw Wes Gibson out there, they really want to drive that left side.
Discover Peoria, Illinois, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, and outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Discover Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting. And this will go off the Stags, possession to Peoria City.
Yeah, that high press already causing the Stags trouble early. Haven't really gave themselves confidence to build it out of the back.
Dickerson didn't quite get all of that one. Keegan Walker backtracks well and cuts off the play. Peoria City with just one more home game and game in total remaining in the regular season. They'll take on Sunflower State FC here to close the regular season on July the 12th. Ball laid ahead. Segby cuts it out. City is now in game 3 of a 4-game homestand. They needed to win out to have a shot to win the division. That chance still lies should the Menace go 0-2 in their final 2. Peoria City would need to win out. That seems on the surface unlikely, but regardless, a win or a draw tonight for City puts them in the playoffs, and that's all the more important.
And anything can happen in sports, but like you said, not sure if Des Moines is going to drop any of those last 2 games.
Ball flicked ahead. Gibson appears to be in a little bit of trouble. Smartly lays it off to Alejandro Valverde. This will be a foul against the Stags, playing the advantage for just a moment. And you could always kind of tell that one was going to get called back. Play being halted up for the injured Stag.
Yeah, Coach Bay screaming for urgency, and I have to agree with him. The midfield off to a slower start than we are accustomed to.
And I'll bring out a bit of tough airspace. A lot of bodies forward for City. Chipped ahead to DJ Kulai out in front. The idea was there, just not the space.
Yeah, great ball from Gomez. Like we talked about, it all runs through this midfield. They have a lot of say in how this offense is going to run.
Well, a lot's been made of Peoria City's offense this season. Their defense has also been very spectacular. Sammy Slimmy on the year had, I want to recall, 5 shutouts so far this season. But that defense and shutout shouldn't go away, all because of Fontana in goal. So they're going to have a solid defense in front of him.
And it starts with the experienced center back, Wes Gibson, the local kid.
Cohen must shoot. Try to get it forward for Springfield. Service whipped that way. Fontana with his first action of the night.
And that's the first test for Fontana to see how he is, especially with the distribution. Got it off early to Gomez. He's going to have to answer a lot of questions.
Not the biggest in stature, but those from around the area know him all too well, I guess I should say. Was a local product. Played a few years here at Bradley before transferring to Chicago State for his last few years. Now back with Peoria City for yet another season. Was primarily the backup goaltender the last year and a half. For Seneca, continuing with some magic at his feet. Back out to Gomez and tried to lead Walker, but that one was too far out in front. As we enter the 10th minute, we'd like to thank Pitt Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the signs and banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, and banner needs. Maybe a chance here for Springfield. Getting it out wide, stretching Peoria City out. Gomez trying to get it up. Getting it to Persenico. Persenico leading it out wide for Dickerson. Nice cross pass. Led forward for DJ Kulai. He's been the offensive catalyst this year for Peoria City. He'll drive in strong. Kulai still with it. This will belong as a City throw-in.
I like his aggressive, though, DJ on the wing. You had one-on-one. Didn't really waste any time to try to get into the box.
Ball back to Fontana. Fontana has seen action as Peoria City's primary goaltender in a few exhibition matches this year and last year against Chivas de Guadalajara. Tangled up. Well, Charlie Dickerson and a member of Springfield went down. It was a tough tackle. Now Cohen Mushute having to have words with his former college teammate Charlie Dickerson, which I'm sure is a unique conversation for the two now having to wear different kits. It appears that the initial call was that Dickerson was fouled on the tackle, and then going over was maybe a bit excessive, and Dickerson being the stronger of the two, well, physics just were physics what they were.
Just a little intensity, we'll call it that, a little early aggressiveness.
Pierce cooler heads have prevailed in Peoria City. #12th minute. And Dickerson.
A dangerous distribution.
You can see Dickerson grinning from ear to ear. Here's Springfield trying to put some pressure on the back line of Peoria City of their own. Here's Reddy. And just Peoria City all too content to kind of hold things here at the back for now.
Yeah, they feel very comfortable building out of the back, connecting with their midfield Reddy.
Oh, bolting ahead was Persenico, who was on. Persenico had a heck of a time to run at the top there. It was just a little too far out in front.
Yeah, it was honestly great timing. Very good diagonal run for Persenico to keep himself on. If he ran that straight, I don't think there was a chance he would have stayed on.
Ball over the top for Keegan Walker, who had a step or two. Wynn just holding that one up a little too long. And this one out of play across that far side to Peoria City. This already has more of an intense feel than their last encounter. Again, being a Central Illinois Derby. Obviously, you're being familiar with Springfield in their previous levels. This is their first year at the USL 2 level, the UPSL prior. Ball whipped outside. Dickerson and Kulai. Back inside. Looking for Gomez. Wes Gibson. Gibson trying to lay it through. Here's Persenico. And this will be a corner.
Yeah, I really like the early aggressiveness and decisiveness for Persenico. He's not really giving a whole lot of time on the ball, not holding it too long, really touching and turning and making a decision quick.
Jose Gomez will make his trek to that corner. Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the house. Persenico puts one on, and it's batted away.
Yeah, that strong left foot of Persenico, great save.
Dickerson chips it back in. Kulai flicks it forward, and this will belong to Springfield on the goal kick.
Yeah, Coach Pace screaming for the second and third ball, something City has done a tremendous job throughout the season, especially against Des Moines. It's not really that first ball they're going for. They want the deflection to run off of. That's going to continue to keep attacking that second and third ball.
Springfield yet to record a shot here in the first 15 minutes. Almost reminiscent of one of the matches that the girls had earlier this season. Peoria City's women's team recorded over 40 shots against Junction FC. Junction FC ended the match with, I believe, under 3 shots of their own. It was a really strong defensive effort from the girls in that match. Peoria City's men off to a solid start in this one. And Dickerson called for the foul. And Dickerson perhaps on his last warning.
Yeah, given that the early commotion there, just tackled in late, obviously not intentional. Just one of those fouls. You kind of have to be smarter around your box.
These two have dueled to two very different results this season. On the road, Springfield held Peoria City 1-0. At home, Peoria City exploded 6-0. And so perhaps Springfield finding a little bit more of that magic here from that first matchup.
Yeah, and they're playing with a purpose. We've seen their press on the defensive side has really caused City to kind of sit back and be patient with themselves, not giving the ball in the run of transition.
Fontana trying to get things organized. Ball in. Going backside, still in front of goal. Struck back on, and that one will go out.
Yeah, and Coach Turnacek pleading for a penalty. Didn't get a good angle of it, so not sure if he had a case or not.
And from our angle, that's not the easiest play to observe, but it looked like, at least from our angle, that the play was clean, but nobody had a better view of it than the 309, and of course they're going to take a wild guess on what their answer would be.
A little biased answer.
Alejandro Valverde couldn't catch back up to that one.
Yeah, and so far for City, it's just been sloppy all the way around, not really connecting the passes.
And Springfield coming out much better here than they did the last time these two met. Now Alejandro Valverde, as the chippiness continues in this Central Illinois Derby. Coughlin trying to get it out wide for Charlie. Dickerson putting it back that way, punched away. Laid loose for Gomez. Gomez laid forward for Alejandro Valverde, who puts it back in front of goal. Kulai tracks it down. Kulai over to Persenico.
What a save.
That was Coughlin coming in hot. With them trying to switch over, I thought that was LP for a second.
What a save. We continue to talk about the great opportunities. That has just become an unfortunate result for City.
Apologies to Tommy Coughlin. That was a heck of a crack at it. Gomez. He'll curl one that way. Headed ball. That one will belong to Springfield.
But that opportunity started from Tommy Coughlin's second ball effort to redirect it back out wide. Something we haven't seen so far through the first 18 minutes.
Mike Pay hollering over to Wes Gibson that he'd like to see a little bit cleaner of play along the back. Unofficial read of the stats to this point. 6 shots, no saves, 4 corners for Peoria City. Dangerous opportunity here. Cullen Mushroot trying to get out of traffic. This one being ducked around. And then for Springfield, 1 shot, 2 saves, no corners for the Stags. Valverde tried to go low on the tackle. And that one, couldn't tell if that was trying to be led through on a through ball, but it'll be to Fontana.
Yeah, and this is one of the biggest question marks for Fontana is how well can he distribute? We saw Slimmy had a lot of great opportunities just using his feet. See if Fontana can replicate that.
Wes Gibson. Feeding it to Persenico. Still moving well. And there's the foul given. Oh, and perhaps maybe not set long enough. Coughlin trying to go quick.
Yeah, the center ref wanted to bring the ball back, was playing advantage for a little bit.
Wes Gibson will have the run of play. Peoria City pressing some bodies up. Outside to Valverde. His ball was undercooked. It will fall to Peoria City. Coughlin. Leading through Dickerson. He's on. Back inside, and it's going to be offsides after all. That would have opened the scoring.
Just an unfortunate, caught him offsides by sliver. But that's a great back from Coughlin to drive that space and to find Dickerson on the wing.
Segby wins a header, and he was clipped in the lower half. This will be a foul to the Stags. Jeremy Segby. Here's Coughlin. Coughlin does well to get out of traffic. So sweet with it. Lofting outside to Persenico. Persenico carries over, and he's stopped.
Yeah, great one-on-one tackle without fouling around your box.
Dickerson trying to backtrack, led through Gibson. And Reddy were there to shut the valve off. Led for Coughlin. Chipped ahead for DJ Kulai.
Yeah, just a lot of forcing through the middle of the field to DJ and Walker.
Dickerson smartly laying off. They'll say play on. Putting off, and that one, maybe a little bit too much space and a little too much time for Springfield in that attack.
Yeah, and I think it just sums up what Coach Pay is hammering at home. It just feels like a lot of lack of energy from the Carp all the way through the lineup. It feels like they're going through the motions right now for the first 22 minutes.
Charlie Dickerson and Mike Pay conversing on what they're seeing out there so far. Fontana, nicely led ball out front. Keegan Walker. Segby wins it for City. Alejandro Valverde. 24th minute here in the first half. Still 0-0 between Peoria City and Springfield. This is a Springfield team that's conceded at least 3 in each of their last 2 matches, both to the Menace and to FC Ambush. A bit of loss of footing from Reddy results in some offensive sparks for Springfield. This will be a Springfield throw-in.
A great tackle there from Segby. To give Springfield credit, they're not battling down. They're not backing down, excuse me. They're really battling.
Cross coming in. Still in. Coming back that way. Still nobody home for Springfield. Almost looked like a broken play there towards the back half.
Yeah, when you look at previous results, you kind of come into this game thinking, well, if Peoria City just takes care of business, the game's going to be done early. But again, to give credit to Springfield, this is a totally different team than what they say on the record shows and what their previous scores have shown. They're battling.
And this will be a foul against Springfield. Peoria City would have liked the advantage. And again, our center official. Again, a draw will do it tonight for Peoria City to get them in, but I don't know if Mike Pay ever in his career has coached for a draw.
Yeah, and you shouldn't as a coach, whether your team is clinched a playoff spot or is eliminated.
And Dickerson offsides. It's probably now the second or third time that Dickerson's been the guilty party on an offsides call. Alejandro Valverde gives 2 physical, and that'll be a foul on Peoria City. So free kick upcoming for the Stags.
What makes the Stags team so dangerous is they're not really forcing anything when it's not there. They're comfortable with building it out of the back and building it through the lines.
Josh Reddy wins that second header for Peoria City. Now it sparks DJ Kulai. Kulai with 3 headed his way. That's how you know you're having a heck of a run, when you're drawing 3 defenders your way on the counter.
Yeah, when you have 3 defenders coming at you, you can tell that was part of the game plan for Coach Turnachik, is to throw as many bodies as you can on this offensive for the Carp.
And this will be a Peoria City corner. Gomez will have it. This will be Peoria City's 6th of the night. Jeremy Segby has the last corner kick goal for the Carp. In swinging corner. Towards that back post. Good looking one. Coughlin puts on a strike. Redeflect off Kulai.
That was a great idea from DJ to redirect it.
And Josh Reddy went straight into the Springfield bench. And he may need a second. And that was all of an effort to keep the ball in the run of play. And
yeah, that concrete down there is really slippery on the cleats.
And it appears Najee Rabai may be getting the okay from Mike Pay to start warming up. So in the more correct terms, I guess, for television, Najee Rabai's lower half was a little banged up, and he's about ready to get going again.
Yeah, it's not somewhere you want to get hit. Looks like he's up and ready. Just waiting for the center ref to wave him on. Honestly surprised the center ref hasn't looked this way.
Here's DJ Kulai laying it through for Jose Gomez. Gomez back across goal for Walker. It's still in the run here. Here's Persenico. Persenico initially appeared to be turned away, but kept at it for a while. Turned right back. Led through. Keegan Walker just wide.
Another unfortunate opportunity for the Carp. And at some point, you're going to have to put one in, but they're starting to generate a lot of opportunities off the effort plays in the air.
And there appeared to be a collision inside the 6 between Walker and Springfield's goaltender. Appears everybody's okay. This is one of just many over-the-top collisions we've had here in the first half.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more, especially with both teams upping the intensity as the game has gone by.
Walker, oh so close to at least hitting the woodwork on that one. Gomez leading it through to Persenico. Walker comes away with it. He goes against the grain. LP loads, fires just over the top.
Yeah, and you want Walker to go down that right line, though. He had a clear path, beat the defender, but instead cut it back into commotion, which didn't really give him the opening. Obviously, Persenico had a clear chance.
So the mystery here is how Peoria City's wondering how that isn't a corner. That appeared to get a touch on it. If that didn't get a touch on it, that might be the most perfectly placed miss I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was right over the bar. Again, Walker put Persenico in a tough chance.
That ball appeared, if Persenico was just the one to receive that, he could have had one on keeper there. But again, Walker did really well to keep the play going. It's one of those rare 2 perfect instances. You had 2 players that easily could have carried on for a strike. Alejandro Valverde. He gets it into Kulai, who's onside. And coming away with it.
Yeah, Springfield continuing to build it out of the back with this high press. Not scared of facing the intense defense.
Working out of traffic well. We've seen Springfield have some chances here in the first half. They only have 2 recorded shots, but they've had some more instances more dangerous than that, and now we will have our first booking. And this is much to the dismay of the home-sided fans. Alejandro Valverde recording the yellow.
Yeah, Valverde, not sure if he got the yellow off the tackle or the combination of the tackle and the reaction to the whistle being blown.
Well, it's no mystery. I don't think either side's been thrilled with certain calls tonight.
Yeah, and as a ref, I heard once as a ref, if both sides are mad at you, then you're probably doing a pretty good job.
It's been consistent both ways tonight, so we really can't complain about too much from either side. Fontana going up and getting it.
Yeah, Fontana's arguing that the player recklessly ran into him.
And now perhaps a more serious conversation about how it's now a head and neck possible injury, and if that's the case, and he's going to have to come off.
Yeah, every head or neck injury you have to come off to be evaluated by the athletic trainer for safety reasons.
Fontana will just lay it out for Gibson. Oh, nice ball outside for Peoria City, running it on. Peoria City trying to get that first of the night. Kulai with it. Gomez, he'll put on a shot. It's blocked away.
Just few many touches in the box. That was a great distribution from Gibson.
Jeremy Segby. Gibson. Out wide to Charlie Dickerson, and he's going to be offsides.
Yeah, I believe that's the third or
that's not
fourth
the fourth
time. Yeah, on Dickerson's offsides on that wing. It's pretty uncharacteristic from the captain. And as you would expect, every single time of the past 4 times, he's been very of disagreement of that call.
Ready? We'll get it right back. Outside, trying to get it to Coughlin. Coughlin going low. Coughlin putting it back inside, blocked away by Donhauer.
There must be a curse over Walker's head or something. That's twice now in front of the net that just hasn't gone his way.
Heck of a stop, though, by Donhauer. It's the 10th shot he's faced here in the first half. It'll be Gomez on the corner. Could play it short if you would like. For Seneco, just above the penalty area. Rolly back inside, and Gibson just ran out of space to put that one in.
Yeah, it was in a weird spot around his body. It was a little too low for his head, but too high to put it away with his feet. Opted to go with the inside of his foot and put that over the net.
Cohen must shoot. And Fontana, quick on his feet, he's first to it.
And a great perk about Fontana throughout his whole entire career. He's a very aggressive goalie. He's going to come out for a lot of different balls.
Gomez trying to lay it back in front. Somehow Dickerson's on it again, and that will be a free kick, but the question is from where?
Great effort from Dickerson. Coming from left wing back.
Oh, so close to being a PK. Dickerson did jokingly state to us before the match today, don't sound so surprised if I score tonight, in reference to how we sound very surprised when he was able to slot one home in the 6-0 win over the Santa Fe Wanderers. He nearly got his chance there. Gomez and Persenico are the two likely candidates to be striking this one. Gomez is typically over every set piece for Peoria City, but from this spot, Persenico's left foot could cause a little bit of trouble as well.
Yeah, it just creates kind of some confusion for Springfield. Gomez can go right post, the far one, and Persenico can go slot that one near post with his left.
Be a 5-man wall for the Stags. Gomez puts it on, off Donhauer. Still free. Falling to Alejandro Valverde.
Another great save from Donhauer.
Persenico said, perhaps I don't get to take the free kick. I'm going to take it from where it is about anyway.
What a save from Donhauer, though. The ball came off the wall. Saw it last second, had to make a play on it. He has really come big to play for Springfield.
38th minute here in the first half. Peoria City and Springfield stand 0-0 here in this Central Illinois Derby. Wind starting to pick up here at Shea Stadium. Alejandro Valverde. Throw in for the Stags.
Yeah, and with the wind picking up, you kind of have to adjust the weight of your ball. When you're facing the wind, you obviously got to put a lot more behind it. When the wind's at your back, not as much. It's going to carry.
And that will be offsides on Springfield. Fontana. Near side to Coughlin. Coughlin with that little bit of acceleration. Kulai trying to lead it through for Coughlin. Now led ahead. Trying to go backside. Here's Alejandro Valverde. Ball led through for Walker. That was just a little too close to Donhauer.
Yeah, just unconnected again from both the city's final third. Just a little sloppy in and around the box to make that final pass.
All loaded up. Springfield with a chance on here, and that's going to be offsides.
Yeah, they're going to go quick with Coughlin. As usual, get it out to Persenico down the wing.
LP on the move. And with 3 around him, he's boxed off. Getting back in defense, gets it right back for Peoria City. They go 40th minute. Coughlin. To Persenico, Donhauer again. Persenico loads back up, give and go. Him and Walker just can't seem to find a way past Donhauer.
Again, they have to have a curse over their head, just continuing to get great looks, which is a plus thing for Coach Mike Pay. But again, at some point, you're going to have to put one in the back of the net.
Be a Josh Reddy long throw. Ready, lets it go. Just off. Still there for City. Persenico still free. Sagby! Corner coming for City.
Another opportunity just doesn't go their way.
Right on the doorstep. Peoria City's had 2 or 3 now. Really just missed the post. Jose Gomez. Again, with the wind cranking up a little bit, this one may carry a little further. It does. Persenico heads that one back in. Donhauer was off his spot. This will be another City corner. Now their 8th of the half.
Yeah, when you have 8 corners and a half and you have 0 goals, you kind of start to question what's going on. But they continue to battle. Great idea from Persenico to put it back in play with the angle cut off.
Got Donhauer out of essentially anywhere near goal. This one loaned right for Dickerson. Ball led way out in front. Here's a chance for Springfield. He's onside. Alejandro Valverde will do the job. Takes him out.
And that's a dangerous foul from Valverde because he has on a yellow already.
And this will be a man down the rest of the way for City. So what you really couldn't afford to have happen here tonight when you're playing for a draw or better yet a win, Peoria City will play the remaining of this contest down to 10 men.
Yeah, and it started with Josh Reddy caught keeping the guy onside. Played a little too far back.
You can't really argue with it either. You knew that was a goal-scoring opportunity. Even if he wasn't on a yellow, that was going to be thin ice.
Yeah, it was definitely a yellow. And like you said, had the argument for a straight red, no matter if he was already on a yellow or not. Given that it was one-on-one with the keeper.
Able to get up and walk off under his own power. But again, the big consequence here for Peoria City is that they are now down to 10 men. And the question is, I'm pretty sure that tackle took place outside the penalty area. But with where the collision was, he ended up well inside of it, so.
Yeah, I believe it's just going to be right outside that 18-yard box.
And that's extremely fortunate for City because then you're putting essentially Lucas Fontana's first shot against him on the night coming on a one-on-one PK.
What I'll be most interested is how Mike Pay changes his formation.
Well, we've seen Josh Reddy kind of bounce up and down in the lineup. If they have to replace Valverde in terms of what he does with that right foot along the right side, you could imagine maybe Wes Gibson kicking further out and Reddy having to move into the center back role, but it's not uncommon. Reddy filled the center back role in the playoffs last year. This is a very dangerous free kick coming for Springfield. The wind has all but died down here for the moment. Strike is on, blocked by the wall. Persenico smartly laying off. Shot back inside, Fontana has it. Fontana trying to get it out quick to Persenico. All alone in a sea of red.
Yeah, the 1-on-4 distribution. Not sure if that was the right play, but
Persenico still wants it. He is clamoring for a chance to get the ball at his feet. Here's Coughlin. Leading outside for Charlie Dickerson, and he's offsides.
And once again, he's not happy with the offsides call, smiling on his way back.
So 4 minutes of stoppage time will be all that's put on here in the first half. It's now the well over the fourth time as a team Peoria City's hit the offsides. Ball whipped out here to the near side. Switching the play once more. Here's that Josh Reddy has fallen back to that back line. They've put Jeremy Segby now on the right side, kept Wes towards that center back role, and essentially moving down one of the midfielders.
Yeah, and they're bringing their wingers inwards with DJ kind of more as a 10 rather than a traditional winger.
Again, Peoria City is going to have to come out of their shell here a little bit, working down a man, and this will belong with City. About 2 minutes left here in stoppage time.
Yeah, Coach Mike Pay wanting Persenico kind of to play on the opposite side of the ball to make that diagonal run. So going to play it down the line.
City perhaps a little discombobulated here with a man down. Coughlin is usually the target man, but with, again, City down to 10 men, he becomes easier to mark. And Josh Reddy wins the foul for Peoria City.
Yeah, so that, like you said, they have the traditional four-back. They kind of have a diamond in the midfield with DJ, Walker, Gomez, and Coughlin, leaving the low man for Persenico. Obviously, Coach Pay trusts Walker to get out wide when necessary.
Reddy getting it to Dickerson. Onside, I might add, but out of bounds. Ball falls to Cohen, must shoot. Trying to get it back in front of goal. Dickerson with a solid tackle. Cutting it out. This will be a Springfield corner as time begins to weigh thin.
That is a tough tackle for Dickerson, who is probably not having his A-plus game. But wow, what a critical tackle in your own box.
Here it comes. Lofted towards that backside. It was there, but now there's a chance for City to break out. 2-on-1. Must shoot and Donhauer against Gomez and Persenico. Lofting it in towards LP. Persenico loads up. Little loose inside the 6. He's taken out and it'll be play on.
Yeah, surprised Persenico held on to it that long. Had the one-on-one opportunity with space to go to his left.
Walker loads up. He's blocked away. Jeremy Segby running onto it for Peoria City. Segby still running. Back in front of goal. Persenico lost his footing. And that's how the first half will close. Peoria City and Springfield 0-0.
Halftime score, Peoria City 0.
Peoria City is powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Summer Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training and more at the House. Thank you to Volkswagen of Peoria for once again sponsoring Peoria City's Fieldside Club. Interested in looking into premium seating options at Peoria City home matches? Head to PeoriaCitySoccer.com and click on the Tickets tab. Volkswagen of Peoria is located at the Auto House of Peoria on 2322 West Van Winkle Way. We'd also like to recognize Peoria City's Central Illinois Soccer Academy, the future of soccer here in Peoria and beyond. Peoria City Soccer offers these summer camps to boys and girls of all ages. Contact us through our website and social media with how you can get involved. And we'd also like to thank Central States Marketing for their support of Peoria City. We appreciate your dedication to our club and to the betterment of soccer right here in Central Illinois. We'll step aside as we get ready for the second half. It's City 0, Springfield 0 in this Central Illinois Derby.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves. proving that wonder comes in all sizes. Whoa! In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes. Whoa! In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage.
They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois, where it's 0-0 in this Central Illinois Derby between Springfield FC and Peoria City. A quick read of the unofficial stats at this point: 17 shots, 1 save, 8 corners for Peoria City. Opposite of them, Springfield FC with 4 shots, 6 saves, 1 corner. Thomas, First half, that was up and down. Peoria City ends up getting the double yellow on Alejandro Valverde before the half. They're going to have to play the second set of 45 down to 10 men.
Yeah, and I like the adjustment from Coach Pay going to a traditional 4-back, but you have your diamond in the midfield that you have trust that can push out wide with Persenico up front. And if you're Coach Pay, they've played well. Past the 10-minute mark, they've really cleaned up their passes and their movement. It's just about finding the back of the net and not overthinking it. And for the Stags, I mean, you have to be happy. It's 0-0 in a game, versing a team you've lost 6-0 to in the past, and they're not sitting back as you expected. They're really pushing it up front, starting with their press, and they've moved the ball fairly well in the back, building it up.
We'd like to thank Fox Sports Radio right here in Peoria for providing live on-site coverage here at Shea Stadium. Listen on 101.1 for all your Peoria sports coverage needs, as well as our amazing food truck partners for coming out. The station, Tony's on Wheels and Sarkay Sweets. Thomas, as we continue to kind of inch towards the second half, we do have an update out of Des Moines, a match that Peoria City fans have highlighted and circled tonight because it has direct implications on what their postseason could be. The Menace currently lead 2-0 in that match against Sunflower State, which is big because either a loss or a draw for Sunflower means that Peoria City is going to the playoffs.
Yeah, and you kind of can relax a little bit. Obviously, I'm sure the players and coaches aren't thinking too much about the game, but as a fan, you can relax. But it's all about Peoria City and focusing on yourself in the second half and where you can really improve on your team going forward, not really worrying about standings, stats, or any outside noise.
Again, as we head into the second half, it's 0-0 here between Peoria City and Springfield FC. We'll step aside for another short break. When we come back, we'll have time for more between Springfield FC and Peoria City.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
If you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
Peoria, Illinois, where an afternoon together opens up a world of adventure, and every splash becomes a shared adventure, where imagination runs as big as the machines themselves, proving that wonder comes in all sizes.
Whoa!
In Peoria, every adventure begins with just one step, and every doorway leads to discovery.
you want to improve your game, contact the Yard to book a batting cage or field today.
Is your business surrounded by success?
Ours is.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Knowing your company is surrounded by the best in the business is a great feeling. And that's the feeling you'll have working with PIP.
They manage our direct mail campaigns.
They produce all of our signage. They print our marketing materials.
For marketing, signs, and print, surround your business with more than 50 years of success. PIP.
Here's another home improvement insight from Custom Bath Solutions. Most bathroom remodels happen for two reasons: to keep up with style trends or to keep up with your changing family. We can take today's neutral trends and pops of color and pair them with 2-day tub-to-shower conversions, a spa-like oasis, or a no-barrier shower with grab bars as your family needs. Get started today and save 10%. Call 309-699-1100, click on custombathroomsolutions.com, or visit the Prairie Home Alliance showroom in Washington.
At Auto House of Peoria, we pride ourselves in delivering the best ownership experience in Central Illinois. From newly redesigned state-of-the-art facilities to community involvement right here at home, Auto House of Peoria strives to be your premier auto destination. Shop online at autohouseofpeoria.com today.
Welcome back to Shea Stadium here in Peoria, Illinois. We're just a few ticks under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Peoria City and Springfield FC currently in a 0-0 contest, the third time around between these two teams. Thomas, the scenarios are simple. USL 2 came out with them today on the daily playoff tracker. If Peoria City wins or draws, they're going in. On the counter of that, if Sunflower State loses or draws, Peoria City's in. Currently, they trailed the Des Moines Menace 2-0 in a lightning delay. So depending how late that one goes, we may not have an answer right away tonight.
Yeah, and you just want to be able to control your own destiny. Take care of business in a game where you're expecting to focus on yourselves, focus on getting better, because obviously you expect to be in that postseason play. So you want to continue to build momentum when it's postseason time and playoff time.
Springfield FC has come back out of the locker room, and they appear to be just about ready to go. Here's that Quentin Blair. Ornaji Rabai will be getting the call for Peoria City. We'll hear that as soon as we can. So one sub out of the half, at least, that we know for Peoria City. Again, they're adjusting to a 10-man lineup here in the second half after Alejandro Valverde receives the red on the accumulation of double yellows. And the big thing about that is he'll also have to miss the next match.
Yeah, which is, I think, the bigger importance. Obviously, you're down to 10 men in a game you're tied at 0. It's going to be interesting how this formation plays with 9 guys.
Here's Tommy Coughlin will have the first touch for Peoria City. Tommy Coughlin will have the first touch of the ball for Peoria City in the second half. They will work from left to right across your team, across your screen, as the teams have switched sides here in the second half. Don Hauer and Springfield FC will work from right to left. And we are off and going. I don't think our official quite realized that the clock hadn't officially gotten going yet.
And when you're down to 9 guys, you really have to push as one. Kind of, as an outside back, can't really cheat anymore. Going to give up a lot of switches on the opposite side of the field.
City looking to get things going early here in the second half. They coincidentally have been in a situation like this, just the inverse. They were up 11-10 men and a goal on Sunflower State FC earlier this season, and they actually ended up losing that contest, one of the 2 losses Peoria City has on the season. And so they know all too well how hard it can be to close out matches in this scenario, but they also know it's doable to get one across the line and win a game from this deficit as well.
Yeah, and it really starts with valuing the possession of your ball. You can't really, you got to avoid forcing the through balls when they're not on, and you have to build up from the back.
Josh Reddy will stick along that back line for Peoria City. Here's Jeremy Segby. Trying to float one towards Persenico. Segby wins the initial header. That one lined well downfield. Wes Gibson, the Morton man. Here's Coughlin. Segby, and it'll be a City throw-in.
Great energy from the Stags early on defensively, really flying around. We saw them drop off just a tad bit in the last 10 minutes where City was able to capitalize on a lot of great opportunities.
A little bit of forward momentum here for Springfield. Segby, it gets past him. Chance for Springfield to open things up. Backside, and that was oh so close to kissing the post.
Yeah, I'm not sure Fontana thought that had a chance. Kind of looked it off. Just missed by an inch or two.
Here's Coughlin. Here's Keegan Walker. Walker right through the heart of the Springfield defense, laying it out wide to Charlie Dickerson. Will he get there in time? Yes, he will. Back in front of goal. Donhauer punched away. Kulai goes down. Coughlin trying to keep the play here, and Springfield clears it up.
Great run from Dickerson to save that on the touchline.
And a foul against the Stags as Josh Reddy had the advance quickly for City. Coughlin lays it off for Gibson. Persenico will orchestrate. Persenico chipping it ahead for Kulai. Springfield again on that front foot. They're trying to get out and get some forward momentum. A nice little back heel. Fontana gets a touch on it. Still free. Shot on the way, and the Stags couldn't get it home.
Had the open net and just leaned back a little too much. Couldn't get over the ball.
That might be one that they think about on the bus ride back tonight.
And that was a gutsy play from Fontana.
Just got a touch on it. Give a lot of credit to Lucas Fontana tonight. The hometown kid thrusted into starting action with Sammy Slimmy off back to the college training ranks. And this will be a booking against the Stags, and Luke Persenico ate a heck of a tackle.
And I think we just saw the pros and cons of the aggressiveness of Fontana and how he likes to play. Got a fingertip on it, but was caught outside. Gave up the wide open net. But again, you trust him to be aggressive to get a hand on it more times than not.
As the rain starts to trickle down here in Peoria. This will be a free kick for City. Free kick coming for Peoria City as they try and put this one home and seize a spot in the playoffs. Put towards that back post. And this should stick with City on the corner. It will.
Love the opportunity from Coughlin. A perfectly placed ball in the back post. Just unable to get it across the line. You would expect this corner with Gomez out. He's usually the corner kick taker. Going to have DJ on the line.
I've seen DJ take a few corners this year. They've typically been low liners. As it looks like we have a extra ball on the field. One of the youth soccer balls from one of the kids that was brought tonight got a little mishandled. Low liner. Looked like they were trying to hunt out Dickerson. Ready. Heads it back forward. Nobody there for City. Kulai gets free with it. DJ Kulai. He's dislodged. He's prone to coming away with a few of those final third interceptions.
Yeah, it was a great recovery and transition from Dickerson. Down a man, the ball can get tricky when it's in your own box. Going the other way.
Strong tackle from DJ. Oh, and it's taken away. Tommy Coughlin. Coughlin looking for help. Playing it forward for Kulai. Kulai's shot's blocked away. Sticking with Springfield City. Having it for the moment. Getting past two. Line back inside, nobody home.
Again, it's that final ball from City that they just can't capitalize on.
Whipping it back outside. Segby's going to have to try and cover. Chance for Springfield. Trying to get it back in front of goal. Gibson stands his ground. It'll be a Springfield corner, just their second of the night.
Yeah, and only second opportunity, but again, one goes in, and it's a whole different ball game.
Again, if you're just tuning in, it's 0-0 between Peoria City and Springfield FC. The third time around for these two teams colliding on the season. Peoria City has outscored Springfield 7-0 on the backs of a 1-0 and then 6-0 result. A winner draw tonight for City puts them in the playoffs, among other circumstances. Ball chipped backside. Gibson gets a touch on it. This will stay a Stags corner. Also a loss or draw for Sunflower State FC out in Des Moines tonight. Could mean a ticket punched for the Carp as well. '54th minute. Cross incoming, flick that way, Fontana got a touch!
Hello, Lucas Fontana.
He doesn't stand the tallest. He's not the most wide in the shoulders. But he does have some quickness and some ups to his game.
And the reflexes are impressive. A big-time save from the backup goalie, now writing his name into the starting lineup.
Another Stags corner. This one headed away by Jeremy Segby. So we'll stick with the Stags on a throw. Again, what an effort from Lucas Fontana. Gets his name called in his first start tonight in a regular season contest. He's able to do the job so far in the first half, now having to defend his goal down to 10 men. Fontana, easily to this one.
And it's one thing staying ready in practice and getting your warm-up reps before the game. It's another thing to deliver in the big games like this down a man.
Keegan Walker laying it forward for Jeremy Segby. Segby still with it, back to Keegan Walker. Walker looking for some help. Gibson, service into the box. Headed ball towards DJ. Still loose, still free, off Walker. This will stay with City. Coughlin couldn't quite keep it from getting his pocket picked. It's right back. Coughlin just running out of real estate. Ball punted forward for Springfield.
And this is where it can get dangerous for the Carp down a man. It's hard to transition and keep yourself organized.
Loading up for the shot, guided that way, and it was wide, as we will have a sub coming on for Springfield FC.
Springfield substitutions, 3, Carter Downen.
Carter Downen will make his entrance into the contest.
Semi-local guy from Chatham, Glenwood.
Peels will make a change at the top of the formation, so Downen's going to get his shot to try and put a spark into this offense. They've only got 7 shots on the night, but they've had some threatening ones.
Yeah, and again, in this situation, it doesn't really matter how many opportunities, is can you capitalize on one?
Ball going back post, still free, and out of the run of play, goal kick for Fontana. Sky getting increasingly darker behind us. Again, we can play through rain. A lightning delay would put a stop to things. Jeremy Segby, nice footwork from him. This will stay with Peoria City. Jeremy Segby again, and he's fouled. Ball whipped out wide towards Dickerson. Doesn't quite get there. It falls to Persenico for just a second. Dickerson has his pass undercut. Persenico comes away with it. Back to Charlie Dickerson. Offsides, and that is just the unluckiest night I've seen out of a guy just trying to play a little more forward.
I believe that is number 7. And again, 7 times in a row, he's not happy with the call. Caught offsides just slightly. But he continues to be a main focus on that wing for Coach Pay to play the ball to, especially with switching sides.
59th minute here into the second half. Discover Peoria, Illinois, an unexpected gem on the Illinois River, thriving with craft distillers, museums, and outdoor recreation, and home to premier sporting events. Visit discoverpeoria.com for upcoming events and festivals. Discover what you weren't expecting. We'd also like to thank Pip Marketing Signs and Prints for being the official designer and manufacturer of the banners you see here at Shea Stadium. Head to pip.com for all your custom print, signs, banners, and marketing needs. Peoria City is also powered by the House Barbell Club, the official presenting sponsor of the club, located at 7920 North Somers Street in Peoria. Get 24/7 access, group and personal training, and more at the House. Here's Persenico. A lot of space here for Coughlin to work. He'll put it outside for Keegan Walker. Walker back inside. Walker's cut out. Trying to play it back towards the middle. Josh Reddy, the only man really within 10 yards.
And City has done so well to win the ball back, to build it up. But once they get it in and around the box, it's almost like they've become just indecisive.
Well, and the math works out, obviously. You're playing down a man. It's up to one man to either make 1 or 2 miss. So far, City just hasn't had that either over the top or in the midfield yet. They've shown signs of it. Ball out in front for Segby, and it's just too far out in front from Coughlin.
Yeah, and just an uncharacteristic pass from Coughlin, who's done so well this whole season as being a connector of that offense.
And this ball coming near side is off the press box. And that one actually made its way into the press box.
And again, City with Reddy's throw-in ability can play this as a corner, another set piece to take advantage of.
It'll be a Josh Reddy long throw. And again, this is something that a lot of teams don't have, is a guy that could take these from a fair bit out and turn them into corners, basically. Reddy forward flick. This will generate a City corner. This will be their 10th of the night. Peoria City would like to thank Prairie Home Alliance for sponsoring the Peoria City Play Packs all season long. Get your Peoria City Play Packs along the stadium concourse before matches, entering yourself into giveaways.
And City still looking for a corner kick taker with Gomez out. They had Coughlin in the previous one. He hit this one low.
Here's Keegan Walker. That one dealt with fairly easily. Here's Fontana. Really prided himself on his distribution game this past offseason. Again, played 2 years here at Bradley, also spent some time at Chicago State, and another offsides call on Dickerson. Unless I'm missing something, that one didn't appear to be all too close to being offsides.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And you get, obviously, rightfully so, Coach Pay not happy. It looked like Dickerson was well onside.
I don't recall the last time City got called for this many offsides in a contest.
It was the first time for everything.
Again, we could have some rain here coming back in. We saw some sprinkles, and with the sky very dark behind us, it's a good chance we may see some more before this match is over. Ball whipped back in front of Fontana, and Springfield takes the lead. Down to 10 men. City left a crack at the back, and that was all that Springfield needed.
Yeah, and it came from the quick decision making. They got it out wide. The winger played a beautiful ball with their head. They were quick, decisive, played the ball across the line. They had a guy wide open, back post, just sitting there waiting.
So, the task is at hand for Peoria City.
And would not be surprised here if saw Springfield kind of sit back just a little bit.
Again, this result now becomes very important for Peoria City because, again, a win or a draw was what got them in. They could have gotten some help from Des Moines tonight. They're currently in a lightning delay, so there's no telling when they might get the final word from that one. So as of the time being, Peoria City is still very much on the hook of missing the playoffs. DJ Kulai will have the start back up here in the second half. Hector Medrano will come in for Peoria City. Luke Persenico appears that his evening is done.
Yeah, Coach Page just looking for something a little bit different to change the pace a slight.
Adam Benarahu.
With Medrano, you got much more physical presence at the 9.
Peoria City substitution with the stoppage. 9, Hector Medrano.
Springfield may be trying to look to extend that lead here. Ball getting out wide. And that cross was never really connected to all too well. Again, this is a Springfield FC team currently sitting last in the table. Peoria City, again, just needed the draw tonight to get through. And they've left that on the table.
And they're not playing like the last place team. You know, a lot of teams who eliminate from the playoffs kind of just sit back and hope for a tie. They've been the aggressor through the first 64 minutes.
Trying to get it forward to Hector Medrano. Hector Medrano! And Donhauer again. Looked like Medrano for a second wasn't going to take long to make an impact.
And that's the effort Coach Pay was looking for when he subbed in Medrano. High intensity physical presence up top.
Perhaps a missed handball. Here comes City. DJ Kulai to Medrano. Laying it off for Kulai. Kulai again, laying it out for Walker. Walker to Kulai, back heel, shot on the way, and it's upended. This will be a goal kick for Donhauer.
Walker, eyes wide open, had the chance to put it away. Got a little too excited.
Well, there wasn't a ton of pep in the step in the last few minutes for Peoria City. They've definitely found it. And it starts with Hector Medrano at the top. 66th minute. Peoria City is excited to bring back the River City Brews Initiative, a local network of bars and restaurants who support our club. We'll offer them exclusive perks all season long. Don't forget, fans, the official postgame party is at Ducks on Farmington. Downing playing it back inside. West Gibson having none of it. And this will be a Stags corner, their 6th of the night. Perhaps actually this will be a throw-in. My apologies.
Merchandise stands will both close in the 70th minute. You have 5 minutes remaining.
Line back inside, still free. Gibson, touch pass up to Coughlin. Peoria City having to build out of the back in the most outright of the terms. Here's Hector Medrano.
Medrano pleading for his guys to make the transition.
Looked like for a chance there was some space for him to go essentially coast to coast. Dickerson has it. Medrano being marked up top. And he's got a ton of speed that you're looking for when you're down a man. Ball played to Keegan Walker. It's all about dissecting and picking your spots here. Coughlin laying it forward. Here's DJ Kulai. Onside. Kulai levels the match.
Kulai with the creative run to find himself free in space, and Coughlin finally connects on a final third ball. As we expected, City right back into this one.
DJ Kulai plays collegiately here at Bradley. He's hoping to see a lot more of that come the fall. But for the time being, it might be enough to get the Carp back into the postseason. Just when they needed it the most.
They let the goal punch him in the face, wake them up a little bit. The last 5 minutes, the intensity has been elite for City.
Buckle up, Thomas. Something tells me that's not the last goal we're going to see tonight.
And it's going to start with DJ and Medrano up front. Medrano, the effort guy, paired with DJ's creative movement, free roaming around the box.
Ball ahead for Springfield, out of the bag. This will be a goal kick to Fontana. Fontana getting us started once again. Segby. And the return effort from Springfield wasn't the best. Najee Rabai, and Rabai called for the foul.
Yeah, must have clipped him on his foot or around his ankle, trying to make the tackle. Obviously a dangerous situation in your own half. Give him the foul. But again, the past couple of minutes, City has really upped their intensity on the defensive half, transitioning as the Stags will now have a chance to threaten in the own box. Ball's played over Fontana.
And that will find its way on top of the netting.
Just to be a little cautious, the wind starting to pick up, as does the rain.
City trying to find a way to win this one outright. Don't want to leave anything to chance. Big run forward for City. Out wide to Dickerson. Played forward. They left it right back on the doorstep for City, and the foul's called.
Yeah, and I can see the frustration. I can see the frustration from Coughlin as the ball was already played, and both guys were going at it on the touchline.
And now here comes the rain. Wind picking up.
And this is at the backs of the Stags, so this ball is really going to carry. City's going to have to adjust to the uptick in the wind.
DJ Kulai. Kulai maybe looking for a brace. Laying it off. It's too far out for Walker.
Yeah, not sure Walker was expecting GJ to play that one off with that type of speed. I think Kulai was hammering to Walker to get a little wider.
Walker goes down. This will go to Springfield. Ball quickly thrown in. Najee Rabai. Here's Coughlin laying it forward for Madrano. Madrano somehow gets out of it. Jeremy Segby up the seam, and it's just out of the reach for Tommy Coughlin.
And that's the change of pace Coach Pay was looking for with Madrano. Much more of a hold-up, check-in type of 9.
Ball falling to City. Madrano and Kulai seem to think either was going to take it. Madrano snakes out with it. This will be another City corner.
That's the story of the game so far for City. They finally found one in the back of the net. Just a lot of unconnectedness from the front three.
Walker will take the corner. A lot of height in the game now with Najee Rabai in. He's lurking back post, going that way towards Najee. And this will go out for Donhauser. That will go down as the 21st shot of the night for Peoria City. Springfield with just the 8 thus far. Donhauser with it.
And the wind is really starting to pick up now.
You can see the flags up the top of the grandstands at Shea Stadium. Everything is going to start to drift a little towards the grandstands. So a lot of these crosses and corners will either carry or come up short. Gibson lofts one beautifully out towards Charlie Dickerson. Dickerson trying to weigh his options. He'll go low, poked out for a City corner. This being the 12th on the night.
And they go back to Coughlin here to take it. They had Walker switch in on the right side. Last time Coughlin's corner went low.
Does Peoria City have a little bit more magic in them tonight? High, arcing corner, loop towards Rabai. And this will be a goal kick for Donhauser. Want to shout out to another team punching their ticket to the postseason tonight, Ballard FC. Not too long ago playing for a national title, has returned to the playoffs. Congratulations to the Bridges. And this will stay with Peoria City. So as the playoff spots continue to be claimed, Sarasota Paradise, Salem City, Minneapolis City FC, and Sueño FC have all secured their spots tonight. Coughlin trying to go quick. And our center official halting play for an injured member for Springfield. Najee Rabai hollering, let's get the goal. You can kind of tell there's been an attitude shift here in the last 15 minutes, Thomas.
Yeah, and they started slow in the first half, came out again slow in the second half, but they got punched in the face with the goal, and they've really turned things around, and just their effort level, and a lot of credit to Madrano, who's really set the tone on the effort standpoint. But they're finally chasing down second and third effort balls.
Our center official, I don't think realizes that Cohen Mashoot is standing straight over the ball. Some of the players for Springfield, were still a little late coming onto the field of play.
And Gibson expressing his displeasure.
There's been a number of players that have had something to say about take your pick. after a somewhat lengthy delay. West playing it towards Medrano. DJ Kulai gets onto it. He is fouled. And Kulai, a hard tackle on there. I don't think he realizes it either, but he's going to set up Peoria City with a quick chance. Hesitating. Laying it off. Najee back for Medrano, and he was oh so close to getting onto it.
Yeah, I like the idea. Instead of trying to go for the shot, you got a lot of guys back post to play him through. Just a little too heavy on the delivery.
Josh Reddy takes the last touch in the run of play. This will belong to the Stags. This will be a sub coming on for Springfield.
Springfield substitution, Aiden Sobo.
So Sobo will come into the match for Springfield here in the 77th minute. Again, spots clinched so far. Utah United, Sporting Jack, Westchester United, the Des Moines Menace, Dothan United, Asheville City, Ocean City Nor'easters, FC Motown, Vermont Green, the Western Mass Pioneers, Long Island Rough Riders, Sueño FC, Minneapolis City, Salem City, and Sarasota are all the teams that have officially locked up spots in the playoffs. Peoria City hoping to become the next team in that list here tonight with a draw. Wind still cranking up here. Peoria City getting it out. Here's Keegan Walker. Walker can't play it forward for Medrano. He knew he was offside, but here's Kulai. And this will be a foul on DJ Kulai, and now both teams' benches are up in irate.
And they both have valid arguments. Obviously, from the Stag standpoint, you got a guy running into your keeper, but if you're Coach Pay, it was a 50-50 ball. Both players obviously going for the loose ball.
DJ Kulai again getting counseled by a college teammate, Cohen Mushute, from the opposing side. The training staff will need to come out for Donhauer. So DJ Kulai, give a lot of credit to Medrano there. He left the play at least a chance to happen with him being offside, knew he couldn't be the one to run onto it. DJ Kulai did not break stride, and should have he gotten hold of that effort, this game would be 2-1 on the back of a DJ Kulai brace.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play from Medrano because you kind of get antsy. You're in on goal, you see the ball through, was able to let up.
Passion at an all-time high here in this Central Illinois Derby. Springfield notched their first goal against the Carp early into this second half. Peoria City quickly responded with DJ Kulai scoring. You can see the fist bump between the two. Nothing but of animosity in that last play. Just two players trying to find a way to make a difference for their side tonight. '80th minute. Hector Medrano trying to force the issue for City. Jeremy Segby gets it to Reddy, who punts it forward. And now Jeremy Segby's down for City. One so far through this one. And with the official being a part of the field of play, you got to play around him.
That's not going to feel too good. Straight to the back.
Well, in Josh Reddy's defense, he's trying to get the ball out to Dickerson on the wing, but official wanders straight into the pass.
Yeah, and again, Josh Reddy has all the space, and he deserves that space to go quickly as well.
Oh, Walker might have a chance to get onto this. Downing as the rain continues to come down here in Peoria. Fontana gonna have to get rid of it quickly. Cohen must shoot. And that's going to be a tough foul, and Najee Rabai is going to get the yellow.
Yeah, a lot of close 50-50 balls not going City's way. Perhaps a little too late on that tackle as the rain really starts to pick up.
Well, we knew it was just a matter of time. Put towards Fontana and out of the back. 9 minutes of regulation left, plus whatever I'm guessing to be a substantial amount of stoppage time, perhaps 5 minutes or more.
Yeah, a lot of small delays for injuries.
This Central Illinois Derby has not disappointed. Springfield gets out of it. The 309 trying to urge on Peoria City. They'll say Najee Rabai took a dive. Coughlin looking for help. Cooks it up to Hector Medrano. And Medrano will be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, a lot of these 50-50 balls coming off the expense of City, just a little too late.
Bit of a floating rain here tonight, and it's made things a little bit harder on the players on the field. Footing's become a little bit harder to come by. We've seen both Persenico and Walker slip a few times. Don Hauer when he's taken the goal kicks.
And the ball starts to travel just a little bit faster on the ground.
Which may actually benefit City down a man if you can get one forward into some space. Hector Medrano's the fastest, if not the second fastest man on the field. City putting on the press, and it generates the takeaway, and then he sends it out of play, quickly going to Kulai. Must shoot. Jeremy Sagby. Control of the ball becoming very important here. Wes Gibson gets it to Coughlin, into Kulai, and Coughlin is fouled. Well, Thomas, here we go.
Putting him in a lot of dangerous opportunities on your own half.
Again, City is into the playoffs with a draw tonight, but down to 10 men. You know this one would taste a little bit sweeter if they could get the outright win across the line.
And just with how the way this game's been going, a lot of animosity.
A very cagey match. Chipped backside towards Sagby, and it's patted away by Don Hauer. And this will be a City corner.
Another big-time save from Don Hauer on his goal line. Great effort from Sagby, but man, Don Hauer has come up big.
Many of the fans have made for the Shea Brigade in the 309 fan section behind Don Hauer, making life a little bit harder. Dickerson will take the corner now. Dickerson, low liner. Keegan Walker chipping it forward. Nobody was onside for City, and Don Hauer has it.
And Don Hauer spends a little extra time on the ground.
Which doesn't do them a ton of good, because again, a draw still gets City into the playoffs. Ball out to Downen. Fontana hasn't had to make a save in a few minutes. So maybe if one gets put on by Springfield, it may take him a second to adjust. And Springfield wins it back.
Yeah,
nearing the 86th minute.
A lot of over-dribbling from Sagby in that corner.
And our far side linesman had whistled for the goal kick, and our center official comes in and overrules. We will have a corner for Springfield. Well, it might not come pretty tonight, but if City should hold on, they will have a lot to talk about heading into their next match against Sunflower State and how they could potentially tackle it. Ball whipped backside. Cohen must shoot. One dribbling through the interior of the defense. Walker pushes the play forward. Wind coming down even harder. And that one out of the back will be a goal kick for Fontana.
And we saw the effects of the rain and the slippiness. Dickerson, one-on-one defending, just slips and falls down, loses the ground. That's a perfect example of what this rain is going to continue to do.
Gibson punting it forward for Hector Medrano. Wins the header to Coughlin, to Keegan Walker. Here's DJ Kulai. DJ Kulai trying to put this game on his back. Laid off for Dickerson. And they'll say a clean tackle in. City without numbers at the back. Springfield looking for maybe a winner. Put back inside, still in, and there it is for Springfield.
And they have shut this crowd out of the game. The Stags continue to battle.
Well, that might be a play that Peoria City wonders about tonight. They were clamoring for the officials to make a decision on the far side, and it resulted in a direct counter, and Springfield may delay the postseason celebration for Peoria City for another game.
And it looks like Walker's dealing with a lot of cramps.
Still time left. There's going to be quite a bit of time put on the end of this match. So for those of you at home, if I were to guess, maybe in totality, maybe 10 minutes left for City to find a goal.
Yeah, expect a lot of extra time and a lot of chances for City. But that was one of the one risk City was playing with down a man and being aggressive up front. You're prone to the counter, and it's tough to transition with a man down.
Looks like Peoria City will go with the double switch. Kevin Mejias will be among the two. Mike Pay looking straight to his subs with one message: let's go. Knowing that they need a goal again. Peoria City answered quickly last time. Jeremy Segby will be whistled off.
Peoria City substitutions, 18 Grant Pascas and 8 Kevin Mejias.
So Grant Pascas and Kevin Mejias will both come in. Jeremy Segby and and DJ Kulai will also sub off. He will not. Looked like for a second he might.
He's just pleading his displeasure to Coach Mike Pay.
Najee Rabai, 90th minute. Going forward for Mejias. Mejias is out there. Mejias runs onto it. One of the many Bradley players on this roster. This will be out for a goal kick to Donhauer.
Yeah, now you're going to have to push all numbers forward, even your center backs just a little bit higher.
Peoria City was playing with such great momentum after scoring the equalizer. There's still opportunity for them to send another one in, but it's going to have to take some coordinated efforts. Grant Pascas. Ball won by City. Everybody forward for the Carp. Out wide to Kulai. DJ Kulai, and that's a tough tackle, and that'll be the foul.
Referee determined there will be approximately 5 minutes of stoppage time.
So only 5 minutes of stoppage time will be tacked back on to the end of this one as we all exchange a bit of a raised eyebrow.
Honestly surprised just 5 minutes given how many times the ref has stopped play for an injured player or to communicate with both teams.
We've had 3 goals in the second half, 2 bookings, a number of injury stoppages. So perhaps.
And a lot of restarts.
Well, if City puts one in the back of the net here, nobody will really care from the 309, but for the time being, they have to find a way to dig themselves out of this hole. Grant Paskus, the only one back for Peoria City, as Coughlin will take the free kick. This one lined into the mixer. Backside for City, and it was right there for Josh Reddy.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration on the face of Coughlin. You put a great ball in a dangerous situation, the ball on the ground. All you needed is one person to make connection.
Don Howard taking his sweet time, as he should, till the official forces him to send it forward. Reddy wins the header, gets by Mejias for a second.
Yeah, Coach Turnichik screaming for corner to waste time, just try to keep the ball at the feet in the corner of the field.
This will be another corner kick for Springfield, their 8th of the night. Hector Medrano and DJ Kulai both remain at the top of the formation. Essentially going to become boom ball here towards the end for City. They're going to have to get it forward and in a hurry.
Yeah, and Springfield's just going to play this one short.
Still haven't gotten the ready for play yet, as we are well over a minute and a half into stoppage time. So belong with City. Well, into Coughlin. City lining it up the field. Here's Hector Medrano. Grant Paskus. Here's Kevin Mejias. Able to whip it outside for Najee Rabai. Bodies forward. Here's DJ Kulai. Kulai will carry it by himself. Kulai, service in. Sent away. It's a City corner as we go over 2 minutes in stoppage time.
And that's great team defense from the Stags. A lot of pressure cover moments on DJ, sending not one, not two, but 3 bodies at him. And having an extra defender near post waiting for the cross.
Charlie Dickerson sent a low liner the last time. Perhaps a little bit more of that Peoria City magic. Another low liner gets stabbed away. This will be back out for another City corner. Matt Sheehan. Give him a quick shout out. He was over there. Quick hands for Dickerson. Dickerson, a little more air under this one. Grant Paskus going to have to come up big. And sends it out, and a tough foul. This will be a yellow on Springfield. So this will belong with City in perhaps a fortunate break.
And maybe a fortunate break for the Stags, only for a yellow. I mean, that was away from the play, two-handed push.
All this is going to do is take up more of that clock as we're over 3 minutes in stoppage time. Tommy Coughlin will have the free kick for Peoria City. Again, we are over 3 minutes, getting closer to 3.5 minutes of the 5 we have here in stoppage time. Seen some weird stuff here at Shea Stadium before. Coughlin lays it off for Grant Paskus. Paskus puts it inside to the mixer. Still there for City. Going down in the box. Shot on the way. Ricocheted out. Paskus keeping it there. Tough tackle in. Lined away. And that's the full-time whistle. Our clock reads just past 4 minutes, but it appears that'll do it. Peoria City handed the loss by their in-state rivals. Springfield comes in and earns a hard-earned win.
And a lot of credit to the Stags, obviously, with the win, but they came to play and they came to win. They didn't sit back at all. Obviously had the luck on their side with the red card early in the first half, but man, they battled and came up with the victory as a result.
Well, the stage is set then for July the 12th. The situation will remain the same. Peoria City will have to get a result against Sunflower State. most likely to get in until we receive official word out of Des Moines. But again, a really hard-earned effort win tonight for Springfield.
Yeah, and you got to, again, give all credit to them. They came in and did not back down, and City kind of didn't capitalize on any opportunities. Look at the score sheet, 22 shots and just 1 goal to serve for it. A big-time win for the Stags.
Well, that'll do it from Shea Stadium here tonight. We want to thank you all for tuning in and hope you had a happy and safe 4th of July yesterday. For Thomas Minke and Cody Roskins and everybody at our Clutch Sports Media Production, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you July the 12th when Peoria City hosts Sunflower State FC.